Hello everyone. Today we will start a new chapter, that is a chapter number 2 of your NCRT. The name of the chapter is Inverse Trigonometric Functions. Fine. First of all, I want to tell you that we are not starting our first chapter now. Okay, first we will do chapter number 2, and here I have to explain some more things, but I will explain when I will do uh, first chapter of your NCRT, because it is totally based on that concept. Okay, so we can do this chapter without that, and this the weightage of this chapter is 5 marks. Okay, so according to the weightage we will focus on the chapter. Fine. So here I'm going to revise some previous things. Okay, first of all you should know what are the trigonometric functions which you have done in your previous classes in 10th or 11th class. Okay, so there are only 6 trigonometric functions. Okay, sine, cos, tan, cot, sec and cosec. Okay, and you have a knowledge about hello everyone, how are you students? Today we are going to start our new chapter. Okay, that is a chapter number 2 of your NCRT, and the name of the chapter is Inverse Trigonometric Functions. Okay, before starting this chapter, I just want to revise some things which we have done in our previous classes in class 10th or 11th. Okay, in as you know that there are 6 trigonometric functions: sine, cos, cosec, sec, tan and cot. Okay, so these are the 6 trigonometric functions which we have discussed in our previous classes. Okay, and I'm assuming that you have a knowledge of trigonometric table. Okay, so what is the value of sine 0 degree, sine 30 degree, sine 45 degree? So I'm assuming that you know all these things. Okay, and you have done domain, a range of any function, and you in your 11th standard. Okay, so let's start our new chapter, chapter number 2. Okay, so in this chapter we will learn our inverse trigonometric function. Okay, so it is not sine theta, it's a sine inverse x. It is not a sine x, it's a sine inverse x, cos inverse x, cosec inverse x, cosec inverse x, tan inverse x and cot inverse x. So all are the inverse function. Okay, so first of all we should know these inverse functions are valid only a certain range. Okay, so the range of these functions are written here. You can see the range. Okay, they are the inverse functions are possible only within this range. Got it? And this is a domain. This table you have to learn. Okay, if you have a knowledge, if you remember the range of all the trigonometric functions, then you can find out the principal value. Okay, as you know, as we know that these inverse functions are valid a certain principal axis. Okay, at certain principal axis they are possible, the inverse is possible. Okay, so the range of that function is given here, that is known as principal value. Okay, so in your first exercise, that is exercise 2.1, we have to find out the principal value of the trigonometric functions. Okay, so let's start our first exercise of this chapter. Here I am assuming that you have a knowledge of trigonometric table, okay, and you have a knowledge of representation of angles in radian. Okay, if you don't have a knowledge, first of all revise all these things and you can ask. Fine. Okay, let's start. Question number 1, find the principal value of this function. This function is inverse function is given to us and we have to find out the principal value of this function. So whatever is given to you, you have to assume that that is equals to y. So I'm writing let y equals to sine inverse minus 1 by 2. Okay, so here I'm assuming that. So sine inverse will come on your left hand side. So it would be sine y. So I'm writing here sine y. And this 1 minus 1 by 2 will you have to write on the right hand side. Okay. Now as you know that the value of sine at 1 by 2, you have to see. So it is 1 by 2 will come at sine 30. So sine 30 in radian form we can represent sine pi by 6. So sine pi by 6 is also equals to, just wait, sine 30 can be represented as sine pi by 6. Okay, in radian form, if we want to represent the sine 30 in radian form, so this is the value of sine 30. Got it? So at a place of 1 by 2 I'm writing minus sine pi by 6. Okay, I'm writing this value, I can write. Okay, and this minus sign is coming here. You can show with the angle like this, and the same term you have to copy on the left hand side. Okay, so now you have to see the range of the sine. So range from the table you can see the range of sine inverse function is this. Okay, if the range is this, you have, it is minus 90 and 90, including minus 90 and 90. Okay, this is square brackets. Okay, so on now this value is possible, it is lying in this interval. It is minus 30, so minus 30 is lying in this interval. Okay, so you have to compare the angles both side. On comparing, we get y equals to minus pi by 6. So this is the principal value of this is minus pi by 6. Got it? This is how we can find out the principal value of any function. Okay, now this is your question number 2 of your NCERT. Okay, so in this question, find the principal value of cos inverse root 3 by 2, and we have to find out the principal value of cos inverse root 3 by 2. So first we are assuming that let y equals to this. Okay, so we are assuming that y equals to this. So cos inverse, cos will come here, so it would be cos y, that is equals to root 3 by 2. Okay, after this step, this root 3 by 2 can be written as cos pi by 6. If you have a knowledge about the table, so you can write, because pi by 6 is 30, so say cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Okay, so now we have to check the range. Okay, the range of principal value branch of cos inverse, that table. So from that table you will get this value, the range you will get 0 to pi. Okay, so 0 to pi, it is 30 is lying between 0 to 180. Yes, it is lying. So principal value will be y equals to pi by 6. Okay, so principal value, or you can compare the angle both side, so you will get y equals to pi by 6. So this is the principal value, got it, of the required inverse trigonometric function. So here is a question number 4. See, here it is. Here is a question number 4. Wait, let me just, yes, question number 4. So tan inverse minus root 3. So we have to find out the principal value of this function. So I'm assuming that y equals to this. Okay, so when you will assume this, so tan it is tan inverse here, so it will come on the left hand side, so it would be tan y, that is equals to minus root 3. Okay, so tan y you have to copy, that is equals to minus will remain the same, and root 3, tan pi by 3 is equals to root 3, because the value of tan at 60 is root 3. So I have just written this value. Okay, now you have the range of principal value branch of tan inverse. The range you should know. Okay, so let me adjust on next page. So from this page, the range is this. Okay, so tan y would be equal to tan minus pi by 3 is coming in this range. Okay, so you can take this and you will compare the angles, so your y will be minus pi by 3. So this is the principal value of the required inverse trigonometric function. Okay, now question number 5. Fine. So here you have to concentrate. Find the principal value of cos inverse minus 1 by 2. So we are assuming that this is equals to y. We are bringing cos on the left hand side, so this would be cos y equals to minus 1 by 2. At which value? The value of cos is 1 by 2 at cos pi by 3. So minus will remain the same. Now you have to write the range of this. So range is 0 to pi. Okay, so it is 0 to 180. So minus 60 is not coming in this range. So you have to bring this value in this range. Okay, you cannot go beyond pi. So what you will do, you will subtract, you can write pi minus pi by 3. Okay, this pi minus pi by 3, so we can write like this, and it will remain the same. Left hand side will remain the same. On the right hand side, you have to write pi minus this value. Okay, the value which you will get, which will come in this range. So when you will take the LCM, you will get 2 pi by 3. So on comparing angles, your y will be 2 pi by 3. So this is the principal value of cos inverse minus 1 by 2. Okay, got it? This is your question number 11 of your NCERT of exercise 2.1. Find the value of all the three functions. Okay, so first I am assuming that is equals to x, and this is equals to y, and this is equals to z. Okay, so one by one you can solve it. So x is equal to tan inverse 1, so tan will come here, that is tan x equals to 1. Okay, so tan x will remain the same. At a place of 1, I can write tan pi by 4, because tan pi by 4 is equals to 1. Okay, after this step, the range, here we are defining this function. The range is written here, minus 90 to pi by 2. Okay, so pi by 4 is lying in this range, so no need to change. So you're on comparing these angles, your x will be pi by 4. So this is the value of x. Similarly, y equals to cos minus 1 by 2. This is your y. Cos will come here, cos y equals to minus 1 by 2. So at 1 by 2 will be cos pi by 3. Cos pi by 3 will be 1 by 2, and this negative sign will you have to write here. Okay, and this cos y remain the same. Okay, so we are defining the range here. The range of this will be 0 to pi. Okay, so this value is not coming in this range. So what you have to do, you have to bring the value in this range. So it would be, you have to write cos y, cos pi minus this pi by 3. Okay, so we will subtract this range, so pi minus this angle pi by 3, and after solving you will get cos 2 pi by 3. So cos y is equals to cos 2 pi by 3. So your y will be 2 pi by 3. On comparing, you will get. Got it? See. Let me just on next page. Just wait. So here it is. Okay. So your y will be cos 2 pi by 3. And the last one is z. Z is sine inverse minus 1 by 2. So we are bringing sine on the left hand side. So this will be sine z equals to minus 1 by 2. So the value of 1 by 2 can be written as sine pi by 6, and this negative sign will remain the same. Sine z will remain the same. Okay. Now you have to compare the angles. No, just wait. First of all, here at this step you have to check the range. So the range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 of this trigonometric function. Okay. So pi by 6 is lying in this range. So we will write minus pi by 6. So your z is minus pi by 6. So here you have a value of x, y and z. And just you have to put the values. You have to take the LCM. Okay. After getting the LCM, you will get 3 pi by 4. So this is the required answer. Okay. And the last question, the rest of the question which I'm not doing, you can solve. If you have doubts, you can ask. Fine. This is the last question which I'm doing from this NCERT, and rest of the question you have to solve. If you have any doubts, you can ask. So here's the question number 13. If sine inverse x is equals to y. Okay. If sine inverse, in question number 13, if sine inverse x equals to y, then we have to choose the options. Okay, so this is a function. So simply you have to check the range of this sine function. So it is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, and that is also equal to the option B is correct. Fine, because the range of sine function is this, sine inverse function is this. Here we are including minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So here it is less than equal to sine is coming. So this is the range. This is the answer of this question. So B option is correct. Okay. Okay, now practice it and ask your doubts. Okay, bye bye. Take care.